The last Final Four in this area happened to be the first Final Four that I covered, 1986 at Dallas's Reunion Arena. That venue no longer exists. I'm still here though, and this is my 25th Final Four, and today we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes tour of what goes on at the NCAA's premier event. Okay, we're about ready to access AT&T Stadium, and the first thing for everybody in media is to go through security. And there's already a line of media backed up to get their bags checked and go through security. You'll notice that there are some dogs that are going to be sniffing equipment, and we also have to go through a bag check, and they're also going to use a wand. It's probably harder to get in here than it is to get on an airplane. Okay, now we've gotten through security. We're going to get on the elevator to go down to the field level, which is where most of the good stuff today is going to be happening. This is field level. It's where it's where the court is. We're going to first stop by the media workroom, which is where all the media are housed. And all the team locker rooms are on this area. We're going to go into the locker rooms later, take a look at that stuff during the press conferences. It's open to the media to come in to interview players, so we'll take a look at that. Okay, this is the media workroom. When I was a newspaper reporter and covering the Final Four, this is where I'd spend a lot of my time writing my stories. As you can see, plenty of space, plenty of tables, plenty of chairs for guys to sit down and write stories. There's internet access, and we're going to walk over and see some of the other things that they have here for the media. Obviously, information is always a key factor. There's press conference information from yesterday. All the quotes are supplied, and here's all the information for all four teams. You always want to stay hydrated while you're writing, and there's refreshments here, both carbonated and regular water. Later today, they're going to have food for the media because you're usually spending 8 to 10 hours here working, and you need some food. So the NCAA is nice enough to provide a meal, some food that'll be out later today. And for those that can't wait, nice, not only healthy but unhealthy snacks, apples, fruit, bananas, that sort of thing, but also the stuff I like to eat, potato chips. This is the media interview room where the coaches and players come to take questions from the media before the game, to preview the games, and after the games. We're going to go to the UConn locker room and see what's going on in there. You'll see a lot of famous people at the Final Four, and here in the UConn locker room, it's former Huskies coach Jim Calhoun. We're here at the loading dock area at AT&T Stadium. The television trucks are behind us. CBS and Turner needs a lot of equipment to get these three games on the air, and all of the equipment is located right here. Well, we've given you a look at what's backstage here at AT&T Stadium. Now we're going to go center stage. This is where they're going to be playing the Final Four this weekend, the two semifinal games, the championship game. Well, hopefully you're starting to get a better idea of how huge AT&T Stadium is. The Final Four court is raised. We'll see that here in a minute. But this is in the middle of the field at Cowboy Stadium. We're underneath the huge scoreboard. They've even brought in an additional scoreboard that's hanging underneath the big scoreboard so that people sitting closer to the court are going to be able to see. The team that has court time right now to practice is Florida. The Gators on the floor trying to get used to shooting in this huge AT&T Stadium arena. Continuing our tour here at AT&T Stadium, and we bumped into Jim Nance, who's going to be calling the championship game Monday night for CBS. Jim, you've been in a lot of venues for a lot of Final Fours. This venue at AT&T Stadium, what do you think?
Well, since they went to the football configuration, it takes a little adjustment to the eye to walk in and see something that is massive and cavernous as this. I'll tell you, I've done a lot of football games here. It's my favorite stadium, okay? And this is what the NCAA is going to be all about from now on, so we got to get used to it.
Well, here at the Final Four with the NCAA seating configuration, the floor is in the middle of the stadium here on the floor, but it's raised 4 feet off the floor of the stadium, which is a little bit of an interesting configuration. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this behind-the-scenes tour of the Final Four here at AT&T Stadium. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Wendell Barnhouse.